everyone, welcome to Craft Addict K. I'm Carla, and Sam is behind the phone, well, behind our iPad currently, because we wanted to come to you with a tour of our Stitchy spot, Stitchy room, Stitchy space. And I just wanted to let you know that this is all a work in progress, as many of our endeavors tend to be. So this room is an official whip. But I think you'll get the gist of the idea of how our setup is, and maybe you'll get some ideas from it. So to start off, I asked Samantha to kind of show my stitchy spot. So this is where I sit when I'm stitching. I have my Lowry stand. I'm working on Happy Camper. There's my, if you see that. This was a chair I got at a local lady who was selling it. Here comes the dogs. They like to visit periodically. This chair doesn't come with a footstool. So I had purchased one from Target. This was like at a second-hand person, local, sold it. She had it listed in that marketplace, and I thought that's what I wanted. I like the straight back support. This quilt is a quilt by Bonnie Hunter. She does a lot of scrap quilts, and this was one that I sewed when I was quilting. And let's see. So let me take my feet down, unbury them from the dogs. You may hear them grumbling and growling. When I'm in my stitchy spot, I always have my coffee. Usually I have it on the windowsill. I also have my scissor fobs, my little scissors, my from Stitch and Button. It's a Frogger, the little frog on it, and a little frog dish, and a little glass pedestal. And that usually sits there, or I sit it off onto the shelf down there. I recently added this hook it has there was a thing when I was quilting for frogs with my sister and I, and so she got me this 31 bag, and it holds my remotes and my little notepads and markers and extra needles, and let's see what else is in here. Stitcher's hand lotion. So all those kind of little goodies that you tend to gravitate toward your stitching spots. Up here I put a command strip, and this is a project bag. And my project bag, this has a project in it currently. This was being shared between two of my pieces, Happy Camper being one of them. I realized whenever I was stitching, when I went to put it back in the project bag, it would get lost somewhere in all of the shuffle, or my dogs decided it was a better bed for them. So this keeps it away from them, keeps it up off the floor, and it gives me, I know that what project I'm working on goes into this bag when I go to put it away. The other thing I have is with my Lowry stand, as you can see, I have a light holder, and my light bar holds this light, which I really like. It does have a magnifier if you really want to see it in big, and it has got a very bright light. I use the magnifier at times, not all the time. I have some command strips that hang on it, because these are my most used scissors here, because they're rubber handles. Doing okay, Samantha? Mm-hmm. And it's got needle minder from, or not needle minder, oh my gosh, fobs from Jen Upton. She does scissor fobs, and I love her scissor fobs with the buttons, and you can see I got a couple of hers over here that's hanging. I also, the one piece of this bar, of this light that is magnetic, I do put a couple of extra
needle
minders. Like there's my Hawaiian girl, and I love Hawaii. That came from my friend Serena in Hawaii, and I do keep that there because I'll keep a couple extra needles on it just in case I need it. I have, this came with the light bar. It has like combs that go in the end, but I don't use it, and I don't use the pin cushion. But when I am doing a project that's not full coverage and I have the floss drops in the package, or in my project bag, I'll hang the floss drops over that with the little hook, and so that helps me to keep my floss kind of organized. On my Lowry stand, I do have weights. If Samantha can scroll down, if you see that. I do have weights on it. This is the base of the light that I got, and I ordered it on Amazon. I don't see a name on it, but I can try and find it. I have been very happy with it. But this is the base. It's very heavy. So I use that to help weight it down. I'm just looking at the bottom to see if I can see the name of the light on it. No, I don't see it. But if you look, you'll find it, crafting weight. And I put 2 5-pound weights, and I have a 10-pound weight underneath it. I stitch on really big projects, and even with that, sometimes it can get a little teetery because of the height I like to have my projects at. If I recently put this, just a TV tray in here, and that was mainly because sorry, that's my phone. I put that there mainly because when I'm on my computer, if I do Zoom, I set the computer up so Samantha and I are both in screen, and this way I can still control with a wireless. I can control the mouse and mute us if I need to mute because the dogs go on crazy barking mode. I've also talked about Annie's Keepers. And so you'll see I have a tub of floss here. This is a full set of DMC floss, and I use this when I'm working on my full coverages. I also have Folk Witch in here. You'll see I took it off of the cards, and I put little stickers with the emblem. And on here I use my label maker Folk Witch. So I know that these are my colors for that specific project. And I put them in here because I was working on it this week. And that I don't have a DMC numbers to go off of. I just have the kit. So that's why they're in here in their own separate section here. But other than that, I have all the floss. It's very easy. Slide and pull out what I need. I just pull a thread off. If I have extra thread left, I kind of hook it to the side, as you can see right there. So that the next time I need 779, I just pull that one single thread off and I try and use that. Every now and then I comb them down to get them from buggering up, but there's how I have my floss. So big projects I typically do here in my floss. If I have a smaller project, sorry about the light, if I have a smaller project, I usually typically will put those on floss drops and I put them in the project bag. So those are the ones that I take with me. Camping, road trips, that kind of stuff. Okay. Back here, we're currently doing the riff off. Back here behind me, you will see, oh, it's my winder, is I have all of these are my projects that I've worked on for my riff off. Typically, there's a green basket back here, and as I work on projects, I put them in that basket. Then when we do our update video, I pull that basket out and then I have all my projects together to show you what I stitched on. Unusually so, because I'm doing the No New Starts riff off this weekend, I'm stitching like 300 stitches on every project I can to tie it to a riff off. It's a whole thing. I won't get into that here because that's not the purpose of this video. However, that's how I remember what I worked on, because writing it down isn't enough for me. Okay. So now I'm going to switch. We're going to switch and we're going to do a walk around a bit. Samantha can show you her stitching area, and we'll show you how I store my fabric, where my whips are at, and all the other goodness that we do in this little crafty room. So we'll be back in a moment. All right, so when you come into our room, the first thing you see is our needle minder wall. That's a wall of needle minders. My sister made the frame and it has a metal on it, so it's a nice place to keep them. Above the door, you're going to see my name, and my niece made that for me, or had that made for me about probably 4 years ago now, and it's gone with me to every room I've been in this house. Over the door is just a normal coat rack hanger, and I have it hanging over the door, and I use it for my scroll rod covers because I can see where they're at, short to long. So that's where I put them, and below that I have a purse hanger that I just hang some bags. To the right, as we continue over, you're going to see my Q-snap wall. These are the Q-snaps that currently have the grind guards on them and quick, easy on the go to grab and go. And it's behind the door, so it's out of the way. Nobody sees them except for me, and I just think they're pretty. And then when you continue to come in, you see Samantha's little stitchy spot with her $5 chair that she got, all with her own money. She was pretty excited about. And her poppy that is always there.
Yep.
She has her Lowry stand set up with her Hawaiian people on there, and her gift from the 2019. I'm gonna gift exchange that she got for her Smalls exchange right there. It's hanging on her Lowry stand. In behind where my DMC floss is, Samantha has a basket and she puts in her projects. Those are her whips that she has that she works through. And beside her in her stitchy spot, she has spare bags that currently don't have projects in, but surely will be filled soon.
Poppy's so cute. Oh my goodness.
Oh, and a poppy. Down here is a white container, and I maybe have just, I don't even know what I have in there. I think there's perforated paper, and I had some foam blocks. Oh, an Ort container that I could put Orts in. But basically just extra nicky-nacky stuff. This is stuff I had from my scrapbooking days, and so it's kind of been moved all over the house at some point. And if you come over here, you'll see my spot, and you'll see the window. We're still putting our artwork on the walls. Up above, we have Samantha hummingbird. Sorry, it's so hot here today, and there's no air circulating in here right now because we didn't want to have the fans on while we were trying to talk. And that's her hummingbird that she recently did as a paint by number. And below that is our television. Below the television is, and we use a Fire Stick. And so you can watch, mostly we watch YouTube and Netflix. Underneath that, I have a Singer drawer, antique Singer drawer, and I have quilting fabric in here that at some point may be used for finishing. And these are my little magnifier goggles. It's in that little container. There's all kinds of little knickknacks. I got this at Joann's. It is for knitting needles, but I use it for my travel case for my light. This is the light I take, folds up flat. But when I go camping, and this is a daylight, or when I go to a retreat, this is the light I typically take because it gives me flexibility. I can use it, and it stores up nicely. So, and like I said, I put it in here. This runs on electric. I don't know that there's a battery option, but I just put it into this hard case, and then I know it's safe. And it's a quick, easy thing to pack and grab. So that usually is in here. Okay.
If it don't fall over.
If it doesn't fall over. Over on this side, I have my DMC for all of your, if you don't have one of these, you probably should get one. If you ever want to convert colors, it gives you a good range of the DMC colors and how you would find them. I know that Hobby Lobby has these. And this is my works in progress. So any current, it's an accordion folder, and every, when I start a whip, I make a copy. So I have a working copy, and I put the original pattern in this binder because then I know exactly where it's at. And if I finish the whip, I go to this and I pull it out, and I either use it for a giveaway or I send it to somebody that might be waiting for it that had asked me for it. So, so that's what I do with all of my whips. In here is a little tub, and this just has camping stuff. Look, I even have a toothbrush in there, but it just has little camping stuff, a little light. It's got a frog that it comes with has the feet on it, so you can set it up. And I don't have any, I have my scissors. Your scissors can go in there, and there you have it. So that's going to go in my camper, so I'll have it in there. And I've got lights and a measuring tape and highlighters and all the things in there that will go in the camper. I started putting this together before we had the camper to try and kind of get things situated, and well, we got the camper and this hasn't gotten down to it yet. So, but there's that. Down below there is a rolling TV stand, and it's basically got, in this first level, it's got bags that I use for my floss, maybe container storage. Underneath that, here is patterns that I have. I had at one point was sorting them between small, medium, and large, and I put them in binders. And now they're just kind of mishmashed everywhere. And to this side, there is old magazines that were given to me and little leaflets, like somebody just gave them to me. And so I haven't even really gone through them much. I might do that soon. Kind of sparks my interest. Okay, and let me come over here. Here is our telescope that we use when we are videoing our videos. We set it up and it holds the iPad for us pretty well.
Tripod, not telescope.
Yeah, tripod, there you go. On the wall over here is cross stitch that I have fully finished. I have others, but I haven't gotten them hung yet, or I haven't finished them yet. This is a corner desk, but I have it set up because I wanted this to be a finishing area. So essentially, I have markers and stickers and paper cutters and my Happy Planner stuff over here, my sprockets over here for printing. I have a create a sticker that's in there, more for the, like if I wanted to do tags for my floss drops. Here's a whole bin of finishing, just trinkety stuff. I got little bags for, I was doing for my floss, and I'll show you that. But these were some I finished. See, I told you I had more. Did like little Christmas finishes that are in here. I just haven't fully finished them all, and one of them I needed to fix, so I have that up here. If you watched our last video, I talked about the essential oils, and it was still in the container. That's them right there. Maybe we'll pull that out today and play with that a little bit. Over here, I have my projects I'm working on kitting up. I'm in the process of pulling flosses for my December starts. I'm going to be starting Holiday Quaker by Lila Studio is one of the ones I was definitely going to be starting. And I've got a couple of Halloween ones. I'm trying to figure out which ones I want to do. What's going to be the winner. I don't want a bunch of Halloween, but I want to pick one or two Halloweens to go into my December 12 Days of Christmas plans. Over here, little cup, more sentimental value because it's got my husband and I on it. Got my comic boards, my label makers. This basket is for floss when I'm finished with a project because I'm awful about putting stuff away. So you can see I've got some specialty floss that needs put away in here. I've got some DMC that needs put away. Yeah, it just hasn't made it there yet. So it goes in that basket. This is kind of an interesting, this was a gift to me from my sister. She thought I would like it. And it's kind of a frog because you can put scissors down in here. I don't have scissors here handy. But you could put scissors down in that. Smaller, obviously. These are more for cutting fabric, but smaller. And it's got a lid on it. So I did, this used to be where I put my floss at, and it overgrew that. So it made it to the basket with the move. And this is just a little blue bowl, and I put little bits and pieces. The snowman was a gift from one of my staff this year. She gave me for Christmas that she made. I love handmade gifts. I just think they're so valuable because somebody thought enough of me to make something for me. That just makes my day. Fills my heart with joy, for lack of a better way to express that. It does. It just makes me feel good. I got a little mat here that's just, I don't know, it's just a mat. I talked about my little bin of my Wonder Threads. This was the one of the other little tins, the tail of Peter Rabbit, and it's full of my little threads. Oh, and on my desk sits Stitching is My Heart's Desire. This was my exchange for the Smalls Exchange at StitchCon 2019, and it was from Carla. And she spelled her name the same as me. So it was really interesting. I really had fun at that StitchCon. So, and she made that for me, and that sits on my desk along with my speaker. All right, backing up. Are we going too fast? Are we doing okay?
We're doing good.
All right. When I was in the last room, I needed a place for my computer. We ultimately decided to get just a small on wheels computer cart. So I set that up at the end of my L desk because one, I wanted to make sure it was secure that the dogs couldn't knock it over. And two, I wanted to be able to get both Samantha and I in view when we were Zooming, because up until now, we've only been able to see one of us. And so with it set up over here, we can definitely see both of us, and we can both interact with everybody. Samantha's getting used to people actually talking to her now because they know that she's in the room. So that's been fun. I have my cart, which is on the opposite side of my L desk. I'll swing around here. This is my You get them at Michael's, but this is my cart, and it is a mess. Don't judge.
It needs organized very badly.
It needs organized badly. I've been kind of begging somebody to organize it for me. This top part is an extra table my husband made. I'm probably going to take that off now that I'm not really using it by my stitching spot, but it does need organized. This is my traveling bag. This is going to go in the camper Gayron bag, and inside it has a lap stand. I had taken the pieces apart so that I could put it together. Some little pieces in here and some extra bags, but this is going to go inside the camper as well. I thought it was fitting since we'll be camping across Pennsylvania, and that's where we're from. This would make sure that I always had a lap frame inside the camper at all times without it impacting my stitching here. So that's where that's going to go. Sometimes I use it just to prop my other projects on it, to be honest, that are in the Q-snaps. But yeah, it needs organized. I'm not going to lie. It's just kind of become a collection of stuff. So we'll be organizing it, but it's 3 tiers, right? 1, 2, 3. It's metal, so I have some needle minders on here as well. And I'll come over and grab some. I like these little M&Ms I got from Stitch and Button. When I'm working on my full coverage pieces, it really helps to hold the threads kind of out of the way. So, and it's on wheels, so I can move it wherever I want it to keep it out of the way. I use it to kind of block the dogs off from wires and whatnot. On the back side, I have a long power bar on my workstation table. So I may keep that just because it's a safe place. I can set my iron on top of here so it's not hot glue gun. That might be what that table turns into, because I need that when I'm finishing and I don't want it to be on my desk per se. So I have behind here, I have a little white table. That's what Samantha and I set up when we do our videos, so we can set our projects out on it, and we set that up. And this is an ironing board that I made. It's actually a TV tray. You can see from the bottom, just a TV tray. And what I did was I put batting down, and I put heat resistant underneath this fabric. And all I did was fold it over and stapled around the bottom to make it tight, so it's in there good. And I use this when I'm ironing projects, ironing fabric, or anything like that. So it just folds up, and I tuck it in here out of the way. Right. So over here we have the mirror of what was over there, and it needs sorted and cleaned out. It's just trying to become a catch-all for stuff. I love this. Colleen called this her Stitcher's emergency pack, and she has one that she showed in her last video, and it makes sense. I've been figuring out what can I do with this, and hey, I got my sheets card in there. Better put that in my pocket. But this comes with its own little scissors. It's got this cute little needle case, just a tiny little thing. Cute little needle case. It has a seam ripper if you wanted to really get daring. Little tape measure, little threader. Looks like a couple of needles in there. I might have put in there. Those are really big though. I don't know that I would use them. But you could put yourself a couple little needles in here and have yourself like an emergency. If you need to put some bobbins in there, some floss drops, could be make a nice emergency kit. Keep in your car. You know, when you're on a road trip, Colleen, and you don't have a needle and you're driving for hours to get to Kentucky, one of these in your purse would have saved you. Just saying. I have some glasses up here. What else do I have up here? Christmas cards. It just needs cleaned out.
It's a mess.
It's a mess. Down here is paper for my printer, which is at the bottom of the computer is where I have the printer. It's underneath there in the base. These are just all kinds of mishmash of clamps and clips and stuff. You know, you never know when you need these when you're finishing, so I try to keep those close. I don't even know what's in here. Oh, Mill Hill kit. Charmed ornaments. I have that. I must have gotten something I was gonna make some scissor fobs or maybe needle minders with, the little butterfly buttons. If you hear the snoring, that's Max. A little seahorse charm. at one point must have thought I could make drops, or scissor fobs, but I can't. But I might, Colleen, I might send this to you and some other stuff if you want to make one for me. I like that one you made for Samantha, just saying. And this is just a little case I used to carry stuff with. So I think I even gave one of these away in one of our earlier videos because I had them. I bought a couple of them at Joann's. Okay. So anyways, that's what's in that mess. Up above here, I just put an empty basket up here. I think. There's something in that. Oh, this is our giveaways. This is for videos. For our next video. If there's anything that I absolutely have to go over in our next video, I put in there. I was going to put my finished projects in there, or things that I was working on, but it got bigger than what we thought it would. This was our giveaway on our last video, and Regina, thank you. I did get your address. I will get this shipped out to you. I put it up here so I don't forget, but I will get that shipped out to you this week. It's the holiday week. All right. Then we're going to come over here to this wonderful wall of goodness. Okay, so what I really wanted was an IKEA, one of those IKEA wall cubes, for lack of a better word, but my IKEA always has them sold out. So the dresser was here. It was my daughter's, and we've moved it many times, and my husband really didn't want to move it downstairs yet again. He was to the point where we were going to burn it and throw it away. And I said, well, let me make use of what I can with what I have. So that's what I did. I left the dresser here. I pulled a cube that I had in another room that wasn't being utilized. I brought it in here, set it up on top. And then what I did was I started putting my project bags in here. Now these cubes are a little bit more narrow than what they were, the one that I wanted. These are about an inch shorter, I think, both directions. So some of my bags don't fit upright because they have the Q-snaps in there, and so they're kind of angled. Like over here, it's angled. Okay? So across the top, except for these two frames here, the green, the brown, and this basket, it is full of either fully kitted projects, dimension kits, that I purchased, I've had over the years. I just condensed them all into one spot, or partially kitted projects that I wanted to start before this year for the No New Starts, and I did not get to start them. So they're up there, out of sight, out of mind. When you start going through stuff, then you start wanting to start all the things. It's a real struggle. So I put them up on top because I know that I'm not stitching on them, and I didn't want them to muddy up the works. Along here, we have floss. This is a case photo box, and it's got my CXC floss. Up here has my silks, and I don't have silks, but I thought the box was really pretty. And I just have a couple of dinky dyes in there, but boy, doesn't that look special. But I will be I do have an order for Silks for You, and I think next year I'm going to sign up for a Silks Club. So if you know of one, leave a comment below of a good Silks Club so that I can start building that as well. You see plastic bins of bobbins. That's because these were projects that I had kitted up and I bobbinated. So I'm using them first. My hand-dyed floss, I changed how I was doing those as well. So I have 4 boxes of hand-dyed floss, and I'm going to show you over here. This is what I did with them. I put them in here. I took just cards, and I put a sticker on there with a letter, and I put them in alphabetical order. So you could pull out and see ribbon red, and if it was one that I had more than one of and I used one, I put the other one in the back. Valdani. So I tried to put them in there in alphabetical order because I noticed when I start to kit up a project that calls for specialty threads, I was having a really hard time finding them how I had them before. And this way, I know exactly where to go and I can look and see. So all of the the Gentle Arts, the Classic Colorworks, the Valdanis, the Victoria Mottos, Weeks Dye Works, they're all in here. And then I just go and look for that name. See, there's 3 I had of Weeping Willow. I didn't even know I had 3 until I did this. And then I was surprised because I even made 3 different cards that said Weeping Willow. And when I went to put them in here, I was like, dang, I already had one. So I kept taking the cards out. So they're in alphabetical order. I do have more than I thought I had, but I was in a nest, Owl's Nest, I think it was, where it was a club that I was getting those flosses last year, so that helped build my stash. Let's see. Then the rest are just project bags that have projects in them. Like here is my museum shelf. Some of them have tags that tells me what's in the bag, and I tried to put it so the tags are facing out. Like here's Sonora. I use my label maker, One Nation, because not all of my bags are indicative of what's in it. So there's that. Okay, now we're going to come into the fun part. The dresser. How did I use the dresser to organize myself? This is a door, obviously, and I have cards in here that people have given me that I haven't turned into thread drops yet, but I intend to have a day where I just make thread drops at some point. I also have 4. These are the only cones of thread that I own. I have white, black, green, and red. So those are in there. And I believe this is a project my daughter started.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, this is her project I found after she left, and I thought I would tuck it away in there for her. And that's an empty photo box. On this side, I don't even know what I have in some of these. I have, oh, there's our boards. And here's smaller diamond painting kits. These are like little ones that I was trying to, you know, the little diamond painting. I was diamond painting before I was cross stitching, so I have a container of that in there.
Well, I mean, technically you're cross-stitching before diamond painting, but then you took a huge break.
Yeah, that's true. Then these are smaller drawers. I had my husband put a board in here, and that helps to divide it. So it really helps. So I have notebooks in here. Here's thread drops, and I have in that is the little connection to make the ring for the thread drops. I have command strips in here. Those should probably be out here. I put those needle minders. Oh, that's not supposed to be in there. Put those needle minders that has the sticky stuff. So I kept them separate. I put those in here to use when I'm beading. Over here in this drawer, I have all kinds of grime guards. So I have some really wide grime guards back here in the back that are 6-inch wide for big projects. And these ones are just all these ones that I got from Gay Ron Stitchery and their grime guard club. I was in their bag of the month and their grime guards for a while. So I have a lot of the smaller sizes, and I'm slowly starting to just kind of get for not so much as for a theme as for just to have for that grime, that Q snap. Then in this drawer, I put my extra bags. So these are my empty bags. They're different sizes that are in here. So you can see this one, my gnomes. My gnomes need something in them, and I can feel I have a grime guard in there because that's going to be something. I'm doing a gnome salve next year, so that's probably going to go in my gnome bag. And I have Omnic end bars that I ordered. I'd ordered the wrong size. I thought I'd ordered 20 centimeter, but I ordered 15. They still work, and I just recently put in an order for 3 more bars. That was more what I needed. Okay. Then this is the fun part, my fabric. So, here is my fabric, some of it. Again, I had my husband put a board down the middle to divide the drawer.
Just saying, I helped.
Yep, Samantha helped.
I'm his assistant.
Over here is my 25 count, and I have a big piece of 25 count mushroom Lugana. I just left it in that bag because I don't have a lot of 25 count unless it's pre-gridded. And I have specialty fabric like We the People is in here. I had a project planned for that. And I think this was 30 count. So like odd size stuff I put in here. 22 count, smaller stuff. Then this drawer is the 28 count. We tried to sort it by color. And I had a good bit of 28 count. Some bigger pieces. And then I have, these are more kind of scrap pieces that I put in here. Just variety if I had something small like an ornament or something I could do on that little piece. Of course, afternoon starts. And this is a 28 count ornament pack I got somewhere, I don't know. but they're basically all smaller pieces, and I just put the whole bag in there. Like I said, it's a work in progress. So there's that. Oh, there we go. And over here in this drawer is my 32 and 36 count. So same thing, 32 count. I like this setup because I can see what I have. And I can tell if it's a fatter one, I know it's a bigger piece of fabric than, you know, if it's a skinny piece, it might not have but, you know, a little piece. This is my 32 count side. And again, trying to keep it more color. You can tell I don't really have yellows. I have a lot of blues and a couple oranges, but I was in Under the Sea Fabric Club for a year. I did color and cotton for 6 months. And then I did, most recently I am doing fortnight fabrics. So what I do over here, here's my 36 count. And this is my one piece of yellow, but it gives you a good example.
Such a pretty yellow.
It is. Luminous Warmth it's called, but this is my 36 count. And what I did was I was writing the names down. Then I got lazy and I just started putting the cards on. I put the cards on anyway. But if I didn't cut from it, I just put the card on it because the card tells you everything you need to know. So it's, if I do change or cut a piece off, I'd probably measure it at that point in time. Here again, some scraps. This has 2 pieces of the same fabric. And I tried to write over here, piece 1 is 20 by 11, piece 2 is 6 by 8. Just to kind of let me know, because it is folded over. So I folded it in half. So it lets me know when I'm looking for fabric, if I'm looking for a certain color, if I'm doing my, pulled my floss and I just want to look and see what I have. So that's kind of a nice way to build your stash. And I like this so much better. So, and I'm making use of what I already have in my house. The next drawer down here is my Aida. So I have an 18 count Aida. You can tell my Aida is not put away yet. And this is an Aida, came from Paddock Lane Designs, 17.5 by 19.5. I didn't have the name to go with it, but it is really interesting fabric. So I have that down here. And my pre-gridded, this is my December starts that's sealed. It's already kitted. This one is definitely ready to go. It's confirmed it's one of my 12 starts. I can tell you which one it is. It's Rosie the Riveter. But that's down here. I also have like scrap pieces of 25 count. All my 25 count is down here. Some of it's already been cut for projects that I didn't get a chance to start. So maybe I'll get to start it at some point. There's Gone Fishing, Egyptian Elephant. These are all ones I planned on starting for this year and didn't get to. So that's down here. And I don't get rid of anything. So, and then over in this drawer, I have kind of a mishmash. I have some stuff that will go in a giveaway or it might go into the Pass the Stash. Some bags. Here I have a little container and it's got little scraps that I've cut off of stuff. I don't get rid of this because this could go into my matchbooks that I send needles. One year I sent needles out in my gift cards to my Stitchy friends, and I can put this in there to put the needle in and staple it in, you know. So I don't get rid of this stuff because I might want to stitch a little bitty thing on there, a flower or something. I know, I'm a thread miser, whatever. And then here's some pieces that I come across in my Q-snaps, and I tried to do PVC pipe at one point in time. And I know I have a big plastic container like this full of different parts of a Q-snap. So I'm wanting to put all the parts together and see what I have. So, but I haven't gotten to there yet. So that's what's in here. And into the closet. Okay, so let's be real. This is supposed to be a closet, but these doors are supposed to accordion close. I asked my husband to take them off. I don't like them. They're in the way, and he opted not to. In here, I put a light so I can do my diamond painting. I also have a lighted board back here for my diamond painting. Samantha's been working on this one. It's been kind of in the works for a while. I'd like to see it get done. We just have this portion left. and it'll be done, because I have a really cute one I'd like to start doing. And I can't start it yet until we get this done. So there's that. Also, on this side, you'll see we have our finishes. I'll take this out. So I use a hanger, and you can see it's got one, I think it's a skirt hanger. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 levels that you can clip stuff on. These hooks will slide. I'm not going to slide it, but they do slide, so you can position them for different widths. I have stuff hanging on both sides of all these finishes that we've done that just never got finished, never got fully finished. And mainly, I didn't fully finish because I spent this is our most recent finish. I spend my time doing cross stitch, and I don't spend my time doing finishes. Some of Samantha's finishes are in here. Here's one of Samantha's finishes, one of mine. I just need to take the time to do it and do some tutorials on how to do it, because I'm not there yet. So, and there's my Shores of Hawk Run Hollow hanging up in there. So that's where I put my finishes, in here, that are waiting for their day in the sun. Okay. Pull this out. This has got diamond painting stuff down below, little diamond painting kits. My daughter made me some pictures, so these are going to go up above the door. Hide some tears that she put into the paint. And I have another rolling cart for my diamond painting. So this is all the diamonds here. This is for this kit. So it makes it easy. If you're sitting here, you can pull what you need and put it right back in. So this is for this project, and when it's done, it's done. Extra diamond stuff storage down at the bottom. It needs organized too, let's be honest. It's got diamond painting inside. I've got a little lid, a little diamond painting tool. So yeah, it needs organized. I painted this when I was painting. I told you I was into all kinds of stuff.
Or young schoolgirl days.
Back in the day, I used to do craft shows, and we painted a lot of wood stuff. Back when that was the cool thing. On this side of the closet, this table comes up and goes down. It's like a artist draft table. And it came with drawers on the side, which has diamond painting stuff in it as well. Some washi tape. I use a lot of washi tape in diamond painting. Just little knicky-knack stuff. All of these little trays should probably be down here. To get it out of the way. You know, just like you have your orts. I think I put Samantha's orts in this one time. In diamond painting, you have a little jar. I got a little jar, medicine jar, and these are all the like scrappy diamonds that really didn't.
Either fell or kind of misshapen. Yeah.
They weren't what they were supposed to be, so kind of, well, I think they call it trash. But anyway, that's in there. And I got a little teacup and with a Frogger inside with my diamond painting tools and pens and things that I've gotten over the years to help place the diamonds. But you're not here for the diamond painting, but it is a craft that we do. And in this side of the closet is all of my tall projects. All the ones that won't fit over there because they're too tall or too wide. And so I put them over here because they're protected. I can close this door and it does shield them from sunlight. But I do try and keep them, whew, it's so hot up here.
It is.
Over here. So those are my bigger projects. And as I work on them, like I said, it gets put over by my chair until we do our video. And up on top is another diamond painting kit that I have kitted and ready to go. I just don't have it started yet. And there's some of our our Wood Sky
R&R wood.
R&R woods for a giveaway. We have their bars up there ready for a giveaway here in the fall. And diamond painting kits that I had picked up either on sale at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, or I ordered online from a diamond painting shop. And over here is my other, it's an Elon stand. It's a lap stand. I have it put down, so it's not set up right now, but it is there. I do use it at times. I'll take it downstairs for smaller projects. I just want to keep the Q-snap, and I just clip the Q-snap in there. But it is good for little projects. So it's up here, just mainly to keep it out of the way for now. And then you're going to see on the back wall where it says, I love you. This room used to be purple. My daughters wanted it purple, that color of purple. And we painted the whole thing. And then she decided that I told them I would let her paint the closet. Well, she must have ran out of purple paint, or the paint got old, and didn't want to paint the whole thing because she realized that painting is work. And she painted that on the wall with her purple paint. So, and it's been there ever since. We never painted over it because it's typically in the closet and it's behind the doors, and who's really going to see it or care? But now all of you have seen it. But I still think it's one of those personalized stories. And I think, did I cover everything, Samantha?
I think so.
So I think that's everything. You've now had the grand tour of our Stitchy spot. It is still a work in progress. We're going to be adding things in, taking things away as we organize. And hope it gives you some ideas. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.